A few years ago, the hybrid car market was dominated by Toyota Prius. Now we have EVs and plug-in hybrids to choose from. If you're concerned a hybrid is not economical enough and an EV range is not sufficient, then a plug-in hybrid may be the eco and tax-friendly solution you're looking for, like the Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV.
PHEV, or a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, is a car with batteries big enough to drive a couple of dozen kilometers on electric power only. Then a petrol or a diesel engine kicks in and it works with the electric motor like in a classic hybrid, so it helps you get moving and adds extra power under sharp acceleration. That's the simple explanation, because there are other options like using the petrol engine to generate energy, or it can act as a generator and power the wheels. This is how Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV works. More about that later when we hit the road.
Otherwise, the Outlander PHEV is not much different from an ordinary Outlander. Okay, so there is something that looks like a second filler cup, but underneath it are two sockets. One is for a 230 volt plug and the other one is for a fast charger. The ordinary 230 volt plug will charge the car in about 5 hours. With the fast charger, you can charge it to about 80% in about half an hour. The question is whether you have fast chargers in your area. In Poland, we don't. If you do, lucky you.
By the way, even though the car is locked, I can still unplug the charger. Some competitors secure the plug when the vehicle is locked, so nobody can unplug you. Mitsubishi Outlander is relatively popular. You get a relatively big crossover for just about 20,000 euros. Spend 30 grand and you get a mid-spec 7-seater with 150 horsepower diesel.
The Outlander PHEV has a 463-litre boot, which is about the size of an ordinary 7-seater Outlander. In the 7-seater you get the seats, and here you get the batteries, which take up space. In case of an ordinary 5-seater without the batteries and without the extra seats, you get about 600-litre boot, which is more or less the size of a boot in a Honda CR-V. Under the boot floor here there is a space for your 5-meter charging cable. Now this boot cover is rather flimsy and cheap, and also the plastics are on the cheap side.
Seats in the second row fold flat. You can also tilt them backwards, but first you need to move or remove the boot cover. And check out this electric boot lid mechanism. It looks as if it was fitted after signing the model off for production. While sitting in the back, you can see the batteries are under the floor, so you have to keep your legs slightly higher than in an ordinary Outlander. And the tunnel in the middle is almost invisible. There is a fair amount of legroom and headroom.
In the front, the dashboard is simple. For the Japanese, less is more, and Mitsubishi is no exception here. Good thing about big cup holders, bad thing that storage behind them is unusable part of the time when I keep something in the cup holders. And I'm not sure this is the best place to put a key. Mitsubishi fixed that with a chime that sounds every time I open the door.
The Outlander makes a lot of noises in general, from electrically operated tailgate through doors to switching through menu screens on the onboard computer.
It's irritating that on a chilly day the petrol engine kicks in even right after I unplug the car. Possibly there is some preconditioning option, but the infotainment system is completely illegible, so I can't be bothered to look for it. So there is a chance you'll wake up your loved ones when leaving home early. Mitsubishi boasts the Outlander PHEV combines the best from the Pajero, Lancer, Evolution and the IMEV, meaning advanced four-wheel drive system and electric drivetrain. The electric drivetrain works and it is advanced all right, but I'm not brave enough to see how the four-wheel drive system fares in the wild. Towing an electric car is a bit of a hassle. Mitsubishi claims this car will do up to 52 kilometers in zero emissions mode. In real life, it easily manages between 35 and 40 kilometers. Anything more is a struggle in eco mode and with energy recuperation. By the way, you can adjust the level of energy recuperation with these paddles on the steering column. There are 5 levels, so after some time you learn how to use regenerative braking instead of brakes in some cases. Like in the Volvo V60 plug-in hybrid, also in the Mitsubishi, if you step hard on the accelerator, the petrol engine eventually kicks in. I can also turn the petrol engine on to maintain the current charge level of the batteries and even to recharge them, which is handy on a motorway. Furthermore, the system recuperates some kinetic energy as I drive, and this works fine. In the city and on rural roads like this one, where the speeds do not exceed 90, maybe 100 kilometers per hour, the Outlander PHEV is relatively efficient. Mitsubishi claims this car will do about 2 liters per 100 kilometers in the PHEV mode and less than 6 liters per 100 kilometers in the hybrid mode. And this is more or less what I'm getting. Things get a lot worse on the motorway when fuel consumption jumps to 11-12 liters per 100 kilometers at about 130 kilometers per hour. Any faster and you'll have to visit the petrol station quite often, as this car has a 45-liter tank. Outlander PHEV is some 200 kilograms heavier than the diesel variant. In tighter bends I can feel it roll, but it's a rather matter of the SUV body style than extra weight. The Outlander is not a car for sharp cornering, but it's highly maneuverable when parking. Mitsubishi does not say what's the power and torque output for the whole drivetrain. There are different parameters for the electric motors in the back and in the front, and the 2-liter petrol engine in the front, which makes 121 horsepower. It is mated to a CVT gearbox. This car accelerates from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in about 11 seconds. After a few hundred kilometers in the city and on the motorway, I have mixed feelings about the Outlander PHEV. Mitsubishi wanted to create a universal vehicle, but in my opinion, the Outlander PHEV is a city SUV, which, in case of emergency, you can take on a longer journey. I appreciate the technology, but Mitsubishi packed it in a boring car. It doesn't make you feel like you own something special, something from the future. Instead, you get things like this ugly tailgate mechanism and sat-nav, which I wouldn't want for free because it has an interface from the 1990s. I know electric and hybrid vehicles make a lot of sense in some markets. As I'm filming this in April 2015, there are not many plug-in hybrid SUVs to choose from. At 40,000 euros, the Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV sounds like a pretty good deal, even without any incentives. But I would like my PHEV to look as if it came from the future, not from end of model year clearance. Watch more of my reviews and subscribe to my channel. New episodes every Friday. Comment, share and rate my videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.